So right at 3 o'clock this afternoon at the intersection, or near the intersection of 56th Street and Pendleton Pike in Lawrence, Lawrence police officers spotted a stolen vehicle or a vehicle that had been reported stolen. Officers went to try to stop that vehicle. The driver of that vehicle did not yield to the officers' lights and sirens and continued westbound on Pendleton Pike, eventually reaching Shadeland Avenue and then going southbound on Shadeland Avenue. That pursuit reached a termination point at right at 30th, about 3100 block of North Shadeland Avenue. The termination point was a crash with the vehicle going off to the side of the road. Exactly the dynamics that led to that crash remain under investigation, but the vehicle went off to the side of the road as officers approached. An officer-involved shooting occurred by Lawrence police officers. The person that was an occupant of the vehicle was struck at least one time. The dynamics that led to that officer-involved shooting remain very much under investigation, and additional detail will be forthcoming as the investigation unfolds. I think it's important to understand a good thing is no police officers were injured in this matter, in this incident, and the individual who was struck at least one time is on his way to the hospital to be treated. I do not have specific information as far as that individual status at this point, but we'll have that as time goes forward.
Did he pull a gun? I'm sorry, did he pull a gun on your officer?
That part of it remains very much under investigation. I don't have that level of details as I stand here right now.
Any body camera video that's going to be under review?
Absolutely, yeah. We'd also like to recognize that we're very much being supported on this incident by IMPD and by the Indiana State Police. Of course, whenever there's an officer-involved shooting, you'll have the Marion County prosecutors that will be involved in that investigation along with the Marion County Crime Lab. So that's the overview for now. This is all preliminary information. It can all evolve as time goes by, but I wanted to give you at least what we know now as I stand here just a short time after the incident occurred, and provide the information that I have right now, right here.
How did one of your officers determine the car was stolen, and what type of vehicle is it?
I don't have that specific information as I sit here right now. I believe it was a passenger car style vehicle, and I don't know if I'm uncertain right now if they ran the license plate. That's what my understanding right now is, but I can certainly get that level of detail. There'll be a lot more levels of detail that we'll be developing as time goes by and as the investigation occurs. I just want to give you the very preliminary information right now so we could keep the public informed of what we know, at least right now.
How long is the road going to be closed down for? Where is it closed down for? And
Sure. Thank you for asking. This investigation will be taking quite some time. It's very methodical, especially when it involves an officer-involved shooting. Very methodical investigation. And right now the road is closed. North Shadeland Avenue from 30th Street about down to 38th Street is going to be closed probably for quite some time, probably for several hours, as investigators put everything together and work on processing the crime scene. Of course, the Marion County Crime Lab will be coming out to do the primary processing, and again, Lawrence Police Detectives, Marion County Prosecutor's Office, and Marion County Crime Lab will all be involved with support from IMPD, and there are also Indiana State Police here to assist and support as well.
Chief, again, was it one officer who fired a weapon? How many officers fired a weapon?
Right now,
what's their status?
Right now, it's my understanding that it was one officer that fired their weapon, and of course, there are protocols that are in place to have other officers with the officer who fired, and then the FOP attorneys will also be coming. That's all standard procedure as far as an officer who's been involved in an officer-involved shooting.
So to be clear, he's on some sort of leave at this time?
Yeah. Well, keep in mind we're an hour into this.
Sure.
So our usual protocol or standard practice is that we'll place that officer on a temporary modified assignment pending the outcome of the investigation. That's our usual practice that we have, and I see no reason why we wouldn't follow that standard practice here.
Any idea how high the speed of the vehicle was that it reached during
At one point during the midpoint of the pursuit, I heard something about 90 miles per hour. That was here on Shadeland Avenue. And again, there's a lot more detail that will be developed as time goes by. But that's what I heard that on the radio at one point about the midway point through the pursuit. That the vehicle was spotted right at 3 o'clock p.m. and at the termination point it was about 3:10 p.m. So it was not a overly lengthy pursuit. Pardon me, not an overly lengthy pursuit.
Was it just the suspect that was shot that was in that car?
That is my understanding. Yes. I don't know. Right now, as I stand here, I don't know if there are additional occupants in that vehicle or not. Again, all part of the investigation that will continue on for the next several days, of course.
Do you have a general age range of the individual in the vehicle?
I don't. Not as I stand here right now. I wanted to get you the information that I had initially, of course, and then a lot of that level of detail will develop as the investigation proceeds on.
Do we know male or victim, the person shot? Or male or female?
Yeah, the individual who was shot, is my understanding, is a male, but again, I do not have an age or any other information in regards to him. I know he's been transported to the hospital to be treated for that injury.
It's obviously a very heavily traveled area at any time of day. No other injuries to any civilians or anyone that was on the road?
Correct. No additional injuries. Nobody on the road. It's my understanding that the only vehicle involved in the crash was the suspect vehicle. That's also my understanding. And again, a lot more information will be developing over time as the investigation proceeds.
Thank you.
Good for now?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.